So welcome back. Today I'm going to be making a video on how I make lasagna, and my mom loves the lasagna so much she's even asked me to make the recipe. So of course it's just been something that my friend Bridget, many years ago, we were in nursing school together, she taught me how to do it. So here we go. I'm going to be doing the same exact thing. The only thing I don't have is the Italian sausage, but that's okay. We just use hamburger meat whenever we don't have that, and it comes out almost the same. So here we go. I'm going to start off with cooking the meat. I've got probably about 3 pounds, Bruce, in this here, 2.5, 3 pounds of ground beef, because of course I make the 11 by 15 size pan, but my mom would make something like the 13 by 9. So I wrote the recipe down for her so that she could make it on a 13 by 9. And we are going to start off by cooking our meat in the Instapot. And this is the 6 quart, and this is one of the original versions. So it's a little bit different. And I use the meat button, not the manual button, which is also the pressure cooker button. So we're gonna, if you want to, I'll show you how to do all that too on the cooking the meat, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna cut up an onion first, and then I'm gonna do a couple cloves of garlic. And I happen to have some of the ready-made garlic, and today we're gonna go ahead and put those in here and go ahead and chop them up. And I'll probably use 2 onions with the ground beef, and this cool little gadget that we had in our camper. And isn't that like the coolest ever? I feel like I'm out weed-eating the garlic. Alright, and I'll be back with the cooking it in the thing once I get the onion cut. Thanks. And what we're going to do now, we've already got the onion cut and our garlic cut. So I've got hamburger in here, and then like I said, it's about 3 pounds. And I'm getting ready to put 1 cup of water, since this is the 6 quart, because that is what the 6 quart needs to make the steam and build up the pressure. Scrape my garlic in, and it doesn't really matter where you put it, because it's all gonna blend in. And then I'm gonna go ahead and throw the onions in. And I don't worry about chopping them up, because I'm looking for quick and easy here, because I'm always got to get ready to get back to doing something else. Alright, so you go ahead and make sure your vent is closed on. And I always use the meat button, okay? And then I carry this all the way down to 16 for the meat, and then I let it go. So, but a lot of people use the manual button, but it also says the pressure cooker on the other ones, or high pressure, but I don't have the others out right now, so I can't show you. But anyways, that's it. And then once this is done, we're gonna chop it up with my new chopper that I just finally got after trying and waiting getting it, and even seeing them at craft shows, and we couldn't get one because they were sold out. So now we'll wait for this, and then we'll drain that and go ahead and cook my noodles. So I'm gonna start cooking the noodles. Okay, so we are back now, and we have 1 pound of pasta, and we're gonna fill this pot up to have 4 quarts of water, and we're gonna use 1 tablespoon of salt. Now, here is the question that always gets asked. My daughter will call me that Crystal, the one who's in the Army, and it's such a joke. She'll say, "Mama, do I make the water warm before I put the noodles in, or I put the noodles in with the water?" And I say, "No, Crystal, you get the water hot, then you put the noodles in." So that's always a bonus for you to remember if you've never cooked noodles. Because when they go in cold, all they'll do is clump together. And we're almost there. And we put the salt in, and the reason you don't want to put no oil in with your cooking noodles is because the noodles will absorb all the oil, and you don't want them to absorb the oil. You want them to absorb the pasta, the sauce taste. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and let that get warm, and then we'll put the noodles in, and I'll be back. Okay, guys, so we're back, and our water is boiling really good. So we're gonna go ahead now and put in the noodles, and we're gonna turn it down some. And I go ahead and cook all of the noodles, even though sometimes there's a little extra, but because I have a tendency to put my cheese on real thick. So now we're gonna go ahead and let this cook, and we'll be back. Our meat is got about 10 minutes. All right, thanks guys. So now we're back. Our meat has now almost been to 10 minutes past the time it was done. What you can do now is it's basically a halfway release, because you're not doing a quick release. You're doing a half. You're just letting off the rest of the steam, because it's already been going for almost 10 minutes. And it's on the keep warm cancel cycle, which basically you just can turn it off and unplug it, and as soon as all that goes, we'll open it up. Our noodles are done, and I'll go ahead and drain those, and that way they can sit right there real quick. That way I can grab them for doing the lasagna. It's still really tight, letting off all the steam. And we'll go ahead and grease the pan. I had to do so much work, I could have cleaned up my space. Alright, let's see what we got now. Alright, we're ready to open it up. And there we have our meat all done. And now is when I chop it up. Alright, and I'll go ahead and get this drained and get this all ready, and we'll start layering everything together. So now our meat is done, so I wanted to show you this cool little thing that I finally got. It's the Faberware, and look at this, how it just breaks up the meat so well. Before I was just using a wooden blade type to break it all up. And so now I just go ahead and dump in the sauce. And this way, when we go to mix it in and put it in there, we will have it all ready for our noodles. I'll get the rest of that out in a minute. All right, is Sophia outside?
She went outside with me to get the eggs.
Oh boy.
And now she thinks I've abandoned her, and now the world's coming to an end.
Oh. Dusty! Dusty! Alright, so now we have the pan greased. We got our noodles all ready for us. And like I say, I'm doing this as fast as I can, so my mom can finally see how I do this easy lasagna.
So when the next time we go to her house in Florida, she'll have this made for us. Hint, hint.
So these noodles are nice noodles, and this three of them fit perfectly on the 13 by 9. And so now I put out and I don't really make no big deal on how I do this. We just kind of like lay it in here. So you can just kind of go from there, and I'm gonna go ahead and get all of that lined up, and we'll be back. Okay guys, so now what we're gonna do, the first layer is down, and like trying to rush to show y'all, I forgot to put some sauce down on the bottom. So, but normally you put some sauce down. So go ahead and get that sauce in. My mother will be like missing out on that step.
Yeah, Grandma, we like it saucy. Don't forget.
Okay, so you just go ahead and get it all layered out, and now I'll go ahead and put some Parmesan cheese down and some mozzarella. And then I'll go ahead and start with the next layer. Okay. All right, I put the Parmesan cheese down, and now I'm putting on the mozzarella cheese. So put as much as you like or as little as you like, whatever. And if you want your noodles, but I don't like dipping into hot water, so I always do it this way, but to each his own. This is just how old Bridget taught me how to do it. We would go over there for dinner parties, and Bruce would be complaining how long it took to cook.
I went to eat, not to wait.
Well, we had to make it. Okay, and then you just keep right on layering, guys. And oh, get your oven on. You want to make sure your oven is on at 400 for mine, but this one is really old and probably could use a couple of new elements. So, and then now you would just do your Parmesan normally like this, and then do your cheese, sauce, cheese, whatever layer you want to put. All right. Oh boy, here we go with the gaming.
Look at that layering technique. Years and years of practice.
Yeah. We do, my mother's also used to the homemade noodles too. But this time we didn't have time for homemade noodles. That's why you got the box noodles. But in my opinion, they're just as fine. But then again, I don't eat it. But they work great. And this layer I kind of go a little light on because it is the top, and we're kind of just getting a little bit piled on. Either way you do it, you can't make it wrong. Because now my whole pan is really heavy. And one night I did a class at Wine and Cake where we did the homemade noodles and made the noodles. And I did goat cheese in between the layers. And I made some focaccia bread. So that was really nice. So as you can see, that little bit of meat and that one thing of sauce made it for us. And now we've got this whole nice lasagna done. And I'll go ahead and I'll put some more cheeses on the top. And we'll be all set to go to put it in the oven.
Mmm. Delicious.
And go ahead and layer some cheese on. About to lose my glasses there. And a lot of times I'll even use some of cheddar cheese on top too. Okay, so as you can see, it is now all ready to go, and it is very heavy. So we're gonna go ahead and put it in the oven.
You want me to do it?
No.
A chef will not let anyone else mess with their cooking. It probably weighs 6 pounds.
Alrighty. Now we're gonna let that cook till about 30, maybe 25, 30 minutes, and we're just gonna let everything kind of melt together, and then we'll be back. Hey guys, looky there, looky there. Oh, getting really, really hot and bubbling and making my husband have to clean the oven. There it is.
Lasagna.
Let it cool some, and then we'll cut it. What do you think? Dusty, tell me.
It's real good.
Thanks for the enthusiasm.
It's really good.